What is up, guys? My name is Menace, and I'm here today with another episode of Mysteries and Menace. And starting with this episode, we are going to have guest stars throughout the entire series. And this is the guy right here beside me that will be in most of them. His name is Claymore. What's up, Claymore?
Hello. How you doing? How you doing?
And from the picture, if you are edumacated at all, you will be able to see right here that we are talking about the Lost Colony.
Let me see that.
See, it says Croatoan.
I thought it just said crow on the tree, man.
No, that was on a post. We'll get there.
That's taking me to a whole nother level. My education.
We'll get there.
I'm sorry.
So, just to start off with the background here, in 1587, Sir Walter Raleigh, you know who he is, don't you?
He's the man that Raleigh was named after, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Carolina man.
I actually got that.
So, he dispatched a group of 115 colonists to establish a colony on Chesapeake Bay. They were led by John White, who would eventually become the governor of the colony. But they completely fell apart, and they ended up settling on none other than Roanoke. So,
they're supposed to land on Ocracoke.
That's not where the Chesapeake Bay is. Good try, though. Good try.
Jokes for me. Hey, one thing about me, guys, I'm funny.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He definitely is.
Not racist, but funny. I can't tell you.
So, once they got there and stayed for a little bit, John White was heavily involved with mending relations with the local Indian tribes, most specifically the Croatoan. They got to know each other pretty well, and they would sit down, have meals. They were real good friends. And it wasn't long before Governor White had to return to England, and because the colony was running out of food and resources, because they had run out on how long it took to get there, because they thought they were originally going to Chesapeake. But so White left, and he left behind about 115 colonists, and his granddaughter, who was the first English child born in America, Virginia Dare, he left her behind.
Hey, I bet you somebody dared her.
See, once we get monetization, guys, we can actually get, like, drums to do, like...
I want to die. I want to pull a Croatoan tribe and leave!
So, after that...
I'm sorry. I retract that statement.
White sailed back across the Atlantic and got back in England. He thought he was only going to be gone for a short amount of time, maybe 8 months at max. Well, guess what was happening, Clay?
It was a war.
It was the Anglo-Spanish War.
Lucky them.
Yes, it was. And guess what that prevented Governor White from doing?
Going back to the tribe.
That's right.
Like years?
Yeah. It was like, I believe, let me look on my notes right here. Oh my goodness gracious. It was like 2 years later almost.
I thought it was 5.
Nah, it was almost 2. So, yeah. So, he got back, finally, after, it was 3 years. 3.
Close.
There we go. And he finally got back, and guess what?
They did.
Well, maybe, we don't know. They were gone, though. All that was left was the word Croatoan on a tree and CRO left on a post.
That's what I was talking about.
That is what you were talking about, but that's all they left. They had no other clues. So, the first theory, we're going to go ahead and jump into the theories here. The first theory is simply that the colonists left with the nearby Croatoan tribe, integrated with them, and became part of their society because they had food and resources, and they went with them.
Didn't one of the explorers that they were looking for the colonists, didn't they say they saw a blonde-headed child running through the woods?
They did have an instance of that, but they never were able to confirm if that actually happened.
Why didn't they just follow the child?
Or no idea. It would have been great if they would have.
They were dumb.
Yeah, that's probably true. And see, according to Wikipedia here, I am getting my information from Wikipedia, so thank you, Wikipedia.
Sponsor us.
No copyright strikes, please, because I give you credit. This is not plagiarism.
Please sponsor us.
So, White had instructed the colonists that if anything happened to them, they should carve a Maltese cross on a tree, indicating that their absence had been forced. There was no Maltese cross, which is the main reason why many believe that it was a peaceful transition. The colonists decided themselves to go with the Croatoan tribe, went over there, and for some reason there are no records if the John White and the others with him even checked the Croatoan tribe.
Weren't the Croatoans like friendly towards the white man?
Oh yeah. White had been working when he was there to reestablish good connections with the tribes, and the Croatoans were some of the most receptive to him.
So they really should have went and checked with them, but they could have walked in and been like, "Hey, look, it's Virginia. Well, we found him."
Yeah, I'm not sure why they didn't.
I don't know.
Here it is. They took this to mean, the Croatoan, they took this to mean that they had moved to Croatoan Island, which is now Hatteras Island. And he was unable to conduct the search because a massive storm had formed and his men refused to go any further.
Basically a hurricane.
But the next day they left. They didn't even wait it out until after the storm, which is strange in and of itself. And I'm sure there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that involve a creepy John White murdering the entire colony and staging it. But,
Illuminati showed up.
Oh, yes.
Illuminati 666. Boom!
And so, how do you rate that theory, Clay? Out of 10, what do you give that one?
The theory that John White killed everybody?
No. The one that they went peacefully with the Croatoan tribe.
Honestly, I kind of feel like that's the best one. Because, like you said, the Croatoans were friendly towards the white man. Then they had they were trying to establish connections, and maybe John White just wasn't doing it. So the Croatoans came over and they're like, "Where's your leader?" And they said he went back to England. They're like, "Oh, well, you must be hungry. Why don't you come back to our tribe and we'll feed you?" And they said, "Okay, we'll come." And then the white people, they're like, "Okay, well, I like it here."
Yeah.
And then they asked the leaders, "Do you mind if we stay with you until our leader comes back?" Because they didn't really know what to do because they were all city people.
Right.
They didn't really know how to farm. I mean, some of them did, some of them didn't. But the soil was horrible for harvesting up there and for farming.
Yeah.
So maybe they went and lived with Croatoans until John White came back, and they waited on him for years, and he just left.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite theory.